Welcome, everybody. I'm so glad to see all of you today. Welcome to our team call. I love Thursdays. Not only is it our pro show with Robert Hollis, but oh my gosh, we get together and spend some time together as a team, hear all the great things, and listen to all the momentum that's happening within the team. And I love that. I love being able to spend time and seeing all your smiley faces. I don't know what that is. Oh, was that a heart? and yeah, I love our team. I'm telling you, I don't care who sees this. We have the best team there is. I just love the love that everybody gives to each other and the support and watching everybody step it up and learn by helping others, supporting others. And really, guys, that's the best way to learn is when we are trying to help somebody else on the team because it kind of forces us to know where to find things, where to point them to, how to guide them to what it is that they need and what they're looking for. A couple of things I wanted to talk about today. I mean, we do have a very special guest, and we're going to open it up for others to join us on our participation link that will be posted down below as soon as our guest of honor comes on board here because I want to make sure he doesn't get locked out. But a couple of things that I am having the same conversation with people this week. So I wanted to talk to you guys about a couple of those things. And one is because a lot of people are saying they don't know what to say to people and how to converse with people on Facebook, building that relationship and that rapport. I want to tell you, if you're having a hard time having a conversation with someone, if they're not giving you anything back, if you say, how are you, and they don't say, how are you back, and if you feel like you're pulling teeth to build that rapport with them, they are somebody that doesn't know, either they don't want to talk to you, or they don't know how to have a conversation. Now think about this. Our whole business is based upon building relationships with people and chatting with people. If you're talking to somebody that doesn't know how to have a conversation, you don't want to share with them because they're not going to be successful doing this business. They're just not. I know we want to save everybody, we want to help the world. I get that. But bottom line is you're going to be doing all the work for them. They're not going to get results, and they're going to feel like this doesn't work. And I feel like I have failed them when that happens. So when you're chatting with people and they're not having a regular conversation like normal people do, like we've done, like I said, since kindergarten, right? Building rapport with people, getting people to know, like, and trust us, they're not going to be able to do the same thing. So don't beat yourself up. Just talk to somebody else. There are millions of people out there, millions that are just waiting and looking for what we have. So don't be spinning your wheels there and wasting your time. And Scott, you're grinning ear to ear there, so I don't know what's going on. If you're with us here, or if you're looking at something that's making you giggle, I want to take this time right now before I talk about my next subject to really give the pats on the back. Guys, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I know that, Randy, you're really busy. Your team is growing tremendously. Jackie is on fire. She is a little firecracker. Lou's doing amazing. You know, we're just so excited to see Anthony and everybody coming on board there. I've seen Randy step up and just turn into such an amazing leader. I knew he was an amazing gentleman when I met him, and we like to call him the charmer. But Randy, would you come out and just share with us a little bit of why is your team growing?
Well, I have I have some great people that are God fearing. Not God, I shouldn't say God. They believe in our Lord and Savior, and we all have rough days from time to time, and we lean on him when we have those days, like we all do. But they're doing really well. Barb's going to miss us today. She's sick, so hope Barb feels better soon. I'm not sure if she's watching. Jackie should be getting on pretty soon, and Mark probably is just getting home from work. I just wanted a little what happened to me yesterday. Beth sent me to the grocery store. Uh, I got my groceries, got a few. I was loading up my car. The car beside me was also loading. And as he come around the side to where had my truck door open, I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." He just looked at me, and as I loaded the rest of my groceries, he's standing there waiting on me, looking at me. So I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." So I closed my door so he could get in. Not a word, not a mumble, nothing. And I laughed all the way to the cart corral, come back, got in my truck, and I went, "Well, I don't think I'm going to call him and ask and see if he'd like to join Unlimited Profits, because he couldn't even say, 'No problem, you're welcome.'" So those like you said, Melody, people like that that don't want to have a conversation. It's kind of hard to get them to take a look at anything. But I see we have a guest, so I'll jump off here and
We certainly do.
yes.
We certainly do, and that's all part of sorting, Randy, and we'll talk about that later. We do have an incredible guest with us, and I'm so excited. This is a gentleman who's really opened my eyes to what my life can be, and really showed me, gave me that roadmap to success, and I'm on my way there, and I'm happy that you guys are all here. I just want to say hi, Robert. Welcome.
Well, Melody, thank you so much for having me on here. I just love and adore you, and I'm sorry, Doug. I love and adore you too. So Scott's like, "Hey, where's the love? Love you, Scott. Love you, Randy, Danielle, Mr. Brown. Ask me again, I'll knock you down." Okay, so, yeah, it's really nice to be on here, and I know that other people will see this later. So, Melody, I wanted to start out by just simply asking you, what would you like me to cover?
Robert, I thought about having this conversation with you before, and I just know that no matter what you say, you've got so much stuff in it. I'm constantly having to take notes of stuff that I've never heard before. So what I was going to do before I knew my agenda for the month, today I was going to talk about limiting beliefs.
Cool.
Because I know that's where I struggled the most, and as they started falling away, that's when I realized, oh my gosh, I can do anything.
Absolutely.
Anything. And it was just what was happening in here.
Correct.
And you're the reason why those limiting beliefs are falling away.
Awesome.
Your training, your mentoring. So, but I want to hear anything that you feel like is important.
Well, the one thing I know is, well, thank you, Melody. And you know what? If you guys don't mind, what we'll do is we'll cover a little bit of stuff. And then, I just want to open it up to each and every one of you to ask me any of your limiting beliefs and how you can get over that. And one of the things that I tell people, and it's funny, I don't know how many of you seen Eric Worre's recent video about getting serious. Now, let me tell you, if you haven't, reach out and watch it. In fact, probably wouldn't hurt to watch that maybe once a week or something, because again, thoughts are things. So if thoughts are things, and it can mentally get you in a place where you're thinking, yeah, I'm serious, and then all of a sudden you go, I'm not, my actions are not speaking my words, you know what I mean, my thoughts. Because we all can say that we're busy, and we all can say that we're doing what we're supposed to do. And I know that you guys all know this because you've gone through the mentorship training, but it's a constant balance of always watching yourself being distracted and doing avoidance stuff You're avoiding going to work. And the other one is even when it comes to dealing with either politics or production. And when we look at the way that we're brought up, if you look at the way that you spent your whole entire life, you'll notice that a majority of your life is in this field of entertainment. And again, the word entertainment means taken away from what you're supposed to be doing to doing something that you're not. Now, let me clarify that again. I'm not an individual that, there's even sayings out there that you got to work hard, but you got to play hard. You know what I mean? How many people have heard that? And so there's this whole thing in our life that if we work too hard, we're going to get stressed, and if we work too hard, and then there's people out there that say, well, listen, those are not true statements. The people that I know that make the most money in life are doing exactly what they want every day. You see, but there's where the phrase sort of messes up, because they say the day that you fall in love with what you do, you never work another day of your life. So if you run across the Richard Bransons or the Bill Gates or, Steve Jobs when he was alive, or Michael Dell or Mark Zuckerberg, you guys are going to hear that every one of them talks about really falling in love with their vision and their passion. So now, when they click out a 14-hour, a 16-hour day, not only is it a 14 or a 16-hour day, they are totally fulfilled. They are not in any way, shape, or form, oh my God, I'm stressed and I'm wore out, so I need it. No. Every one of you have been in positions in your life, and I'll give you a good example. It's like if you really decide a couple of days or a week or 2 weeks in advance or a month about going on a vacation, if you watch what you're able to do to get prepared to go on vacation. Well, oh my God, I got to get someone to take care of the pets, or I got to make sure someone watches a house, and someone's got to make sure that my newspaper is being picked up. The amount of to-do lists that you get frickin' done before you go on vacation, if someone from the outside looking in would go, oh my God, where did you find the time to do that? Well, one, the limiting belief is, well, if I don't do it, who else is going to do it? See, no one's going to step in and prepare your whole life for this vacation. You're the only one that's going to do it. Here's another thing you do. You don't make excuses for not doing it because it has to be done. So sitting around doing avoiding things or having fear, I'm going to make up fear and excuses for not doing stuff. See, there might be a lot of stuff that you've never done. But like you guys hear me with the pop incidents, guess what? You figure it out. Every one of us at one time had to find someone to take care of stuff when the year before or the years before we never had to do it before. But dang it, this vacation's important. So you go in your mind, oh my God, I got to watch someone to take care of my pets. I've never asked anyone to do that before. So you don't sit around, is there any way I can get a game plan? And will someone, say exactly what I need to say? And I don't know where to find someone to take care of my pets. No. We stop all the BS whining. And we go, you know what? I got a problem. I need to solve it. It needs to be a solution, and I'm doing it right now. Isn't that amazing? We just do it. So now the days before you go on the vacation, think about your lack of limiting beliefs. Because at this time, a lot of people would be worried. Oh my God, I don't know. I've never been to that. Randy just got back from a vacation. The first cruise that I went on, I've never been to that dock before. I've never checked into a ship before. I've never done any of that stuff before. I had absolutely no fear or limiting beliefs that I was going to frickin' figure it out. Why? I wanted to get on the cruise ship. And I did all the excuseless stuff I got rid of. I got there early. I asked a lot of questions. I found people that could help me. Are you kidding me? When you're in a different country, every person you're talking about is where is this? How can you help me? Where can I go to find this? And you have no problem asking people for help. None. Where would you go for the taxi? Where would you go to get this? Where's a good restaurant? You know, oh my God, everybody's eating. Where is that? What ship is? I mean, you figure out how to do everything. So here you go to a port that you've never been to before. Now you figure out how to check in, and you get on a ship that you've never been in before. And what? In about 2 days, people are asking you, hey, Randy, where's this place? Oh, I know exactly where this place is. See, you had no trouble figuring out every flipping floor of that cruise ship. Why? Because it's important. And we're good at planning. We don't make up excuses. Okay, here's all the things that are here. What things do you like? What things do? All of a sudden, you're just really, really good at asking people what they would like and what they don't like. Even though you got a relationship with people that you know. You're sitting around, what do you like to do? What do you like to do? Well, if we did this at this time and this time at this time, then we could do this one and over here, and we could do this and this and this. And all of a sudden, you got it all planned out. Here's another thing you become very good at. You're really flexible. So now you get up in the morning, everyone is planning to go to an excursion. You walk up and you say, hey, listen, we wanted to go on this excursion. You say, well, wait a minute. You know, for the next 2 drop-offs, you know, when we pull into port, they're already taken. You're not going to be able to do this till the 4th day. You don't throw a fit. You don't terminate your distributorship. You don't whine and cry. You don't blame your upline. You don't blame support. You look at everybody and you go, whoa. Next cruise, we're probably going to book the excursions a little early. That's called learning on the adventure. Because who are you going to complain to? So when you're on vacation and you're in a new country, not only are you not worried about fear and limiting belief, but you're learning as you go through the hero's journey. So you always can tell when people are not focused on the journey and not excited about the end event and the excursions and all the nice things that are going to happen because they want to stay right here. See, there are a group of people that would be standing at the captain's table or whatever it is, whining and complaining. Why didn't someone tell me that I should have booked these early? Why? And every one of you are looking around, looking at them and going, did someone forget to tell these people that they're on vacation? But we see it, don't we? That, you know, they're still on vacation, whining and complaining. You know, everyone's, hey, you know, screaming at their spouse. See, I told ya. See, I told ya. You know what I mean? And it's like, if we could just figure out how not to do this to ourselves and spend time always blaming people, blaming situations, and blaming events. See, and if you already know what the New Year resolution is for our whole team for 2015, this is the year that you're not going to beat up on yourself anymore. Stop beating yourself up. So watch this. This becomes really fun, you guys. If the limiting beliefs that we know that we have are the ones that we created, and we can't or shouldn't or should stop blaming other people and other events and other situations for what's going on with us, then that means that we got to take personal responsibility. And if we shouldn't be beating ourselves up, we shouldn't be spending much time on this stupid deal. See what I mean? So I'm mad at Doug, and I'm mad at Melody, and I'm mad at Randy. No, I can't blame people. If it's to be, it's up to me. Okay, I'm going to stop doing that. Well, if I only knew, then I got to stop blaming events and situations. And God dang it, if I only knew how to do the internet, if I only knew how to do Facebook. Listen, other people have figured it out. Pretty good chance you're going to figure it out. If you would stop beating yourself up. See what I mean? If your mind and your words, every time you go, well, I got to figure this Facebook thing out, and you're not figuring it out, and it's frustrated and it's driving you nuts, you're setting your state of mind. You're setting your state of mind. So I can look at every one of you. I could reach out to Don and say, Don, listen, I'm going to be traveling through your city, and I got a couple of Harleys that I'm going to have in a trailer. Is there any way I could spend just a couple of days with you, and let's go on a couple of bike rides because you know the area? And all of a sudden Don's going, when you here? I got time. Wait a minute. You told me the other day, I don't have any time. Yeah, it's like, no, I'm going to show up in your city, and now you got all the time in the world. Oh, my God. Yeah, we'll drive Harleys around. It's all state of mind. So that means that when we look at doing stuff that have limiting beliefs and we're scared of and we got fear of, then we start creating the anxiety, the frustration, the fear, the limiting beliefs. We're doing all of that. And see, the more fun that you can have with you going, okay, if I'm creating my state of mind, then I'm going to do this and I'm going to have fun doing it. Now, I don't know if you guys can relate to this, and I'll jump off that subject really quick, is why is it when you're trying to do something, anything? Yesterday, how many people like my sunburn? I mean, my suntan, okay? I don't know why I picked a yellow shirt to really enhance my sunburn, but that's pretty funny. But the whole point is yesterday I was out doing some manual labor, and I've done it before, and I've done it with an attitude that this is stuff that needs to be done. I seem to be the only one that knows how to do it, so I need to get up, put a smile on my face, and get it done. Would I rather be doing other things? Yeah. Absolutely. So there was some times when I was, cutting up trees, putting them in a pile to burn, get my burn permit, that I tried to, push some branches that stuck in my hand. I already knew that I should use gloves, but I didn't. What are you guys laughing at? So, so how many people think when I stuck the stick in my hand that my very first thoughts were happy thoughts? How many people think that when you don't change your state of mind, it just seems to get worse and worse and worse? I was trying to burn this one tree that I cut out of our backyard that died, and it must have been a rubber plant, because I couldn't get this tree to burn. And I was like in my mind going, what the hell? And so if your mindset is not on limiting beliefs, but you're not in the right attitude to do what you're supposed to do, and then as you're doing it, you're frustrated and you're upset and you're verbally saying that out of your mouth, how many people have noticed, if you're smart enough, you guys all look like very intelligent adults, that it just seems to get worse? Oh my God, I can't figure this out. Oh my God, I'm always talking to people that don't want to do this. Oh my God, everyone wants to quit. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it's like, guess what? You're focused on it. You might not like the theme of this, but what you focus on grows. So I noticed a neat situation that happened in April that I pray to God that each one of the leaders that watch this, that are on here live, don't do in May. Is for April, they wanted to try to figure out how not to lose pros. So since you were focusing on trying to help people that weren't in the right place at the right time, they took up your whole month and they left anyway. So some of you want to see every month, you want to see your check going up. But sometimes in life, your check goes up and then levels and then goes down. And it's only because we focus on the wrong things. See, so everyone's trying to figure out. It was neat to watch everyone because I can tell you the lessons. I could even show you guys the videos that if you listened to, you would have went, oh my God, Robert told me not to do this. But every one of us goes through learning and unlearning and being coachable, and then thinking we got it and become uncoachable. And you know what's great about the best people in the world? The ones that realize what they're doing is not working the way they want to, and they go back and they seek mentorship and figure out what the hell they did wrong. You see what I mean? And the only way that you guys can ever motivate people anytime is by leading by example. The only thing that you can do is limiting beliefs are broken by you doing baby steps each and every day. That's the only way. So when I talked about Eric Worre's Get Serious video, do you guys realize that the very first thing that I did when I seen that video is I clicked on videos and I went to the rest of his videos on his Facebook page, right? Do you realize if you look at all his other videos, they're between 15 and 18,000 views, and some of his top videos were like 40,000 views. And that video that he did yesterday, getting into people's faces, saying stop being a pretender, stop making excuses, and learn how to do this through practice. Get serious about becoming an entrepreneur. It's over 200,000 views. That video got 5 times more views than any video that he did, because every one of us knows when he said that we went, I'm not focused. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm making up excuses. I'm spending too much time in fear. I'm spending too much time in limiting beliefs. We all know that. We all know that. But it's fun to get corrected on it, and then we get to regroup. So how many times do you think that I hit limiting beliefs? Why it's so important for you to figure out how to conquer fear and how to practice your way through limiting beliefs is your goal for the rest of your days here on this planet is to continue to grow. So the limiting beliefs that you have now and the things that you're trying to get over right now that are fear-based, if you continue to grow, you're always going to have them. You're always going to have them. So I remember building a small group and I was all excited and I replaced my income, and then someone said, you know what, you should go to another city and build another group. What? But I don't know anybody there. So all of a sudden you start going through all of the same stuff. And it's like, well, wow, you went to a couple of cities. Good for you, Robert. Great. So you know what? Why don't you pick a country and figure out how to open up a country? But I've never been to another country, and I don't know the language there. And yeah. So then now that you opened up other countries, and some of you are going, wait a minute, I'm just trying to get to, you know, the triple black diamond, and you're talking about opening up new cities and new countries. Well, guess what? We're in a company where you can do both at the same time while you're going to Black Diamond. It's neat to be able to do this virtually instead of physically. I had to do it all physically, right? So then all of a sudden you get to a different position, and now what some of you are starting to realize is, okay, I figured out how to cover my monthly. I figured out how to get to diamond. I figured out how to get to double and triple. I figured out how to get to black diamond. Now guess what all of you are learning? You got to learn how to be able to focus and identify a leader. IDK. You got to figure out how to identify a leader, how to develop and document a leader, and how to keep a leader. So we finally hit it to diamond, and everybody's like, oh, diamond. Well, guess what? Now you got to figure out how to get other people there. Now, this is very frustrating when you're working with people that don't know if they're ready to go or not. But that's it. What if you treated it, and I'm seeing Randy, I told him that I missed him. I know you guys did too. And it's like why I'm using Randy as an analogy with a cruise is if Randy really liked the cruise. And I don't know, Randy, was this the first cruise that you've been on? You've been on, I see 4 fingers. You 5? Okay, cool. Randy, unmute yourself for a second.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so after going on your first cruise and you fell in love with it, did you come back, or during the cruise, did you ever tell everybody, listen, you got to go?
Oh, yeah, because there were so many non-believers.
Okay, so now that you got all the people, watch the limiting beliefs. Now, Randy comes back. He's got pictures. He's got videos. Oh, my God, if you haven't been on a cruise, you got to go on a cruise. And you run into the same 3 groups of people. Randy talks to one group, and the group says, you know what? I ain't never leaving here. Come on. Nah, I ain't leaving here. I heard about ships being tipped over and oh my God. They just, see, and here's where you're getting good, is when someone tells you an excuse of why they don't want to do anything, you say, I understand, and you move on. If there's anything that you say that's even close to being the sales, and you guys know how much I hate sales, it's like I might get out there and be a little confrontive and say, Doug, is there anything that I could say or do to get you to go on a cruise? Nothing. I'm done. See, I might just want to ask the question to clarify if Doug's just being a jerk right now, or does he really, really believe in his beliefs? You see what I mean? If Doug said to me, well, maybe, I'm going to look at Doug and go, what? What do you mean what? What could I do or say? I don't want to spend a lot of time if Doug's at the wrong place in his life, right? Then we got another group of people, that, Randy, tell me if you got any of these people. Okay? So Randy says, oh, you got to go on this cruise. You got to go. It's amazing, amazing. Count on me, man. Count on me. Me and my wife, you let me know when the next one is. I'm going. And you can't even get them to return a freaking call. I seen your pictures, Randy. Oh, my God. I want to go on the cruise. Count on me. When you going? When you going? I don't know, but I think we're planning the next one probably for this time next year. But you know what? We found out another place we're going. We're probably going to go a month earlier. Okay, count me in. Count me in. Then you call them up and you said, we got the cruise. We figured it out. Let me send you the information. Okay, cool. Then you call them up and you go, okay, we're bringing 5 couples. We need your deposit. Huh? What? Well, I don't know. And they'll see the people that are at the wrong place at the wrong time now are going to go into excuse-itis. You see what I mean? Well, I heard a friend of mine that was related to a cousin, his brother's-in-law that was married to an ex-cop. He got sick on a cruise. And it's like, listen. You just have to tell me no. I don't need to hear, stories from the second that you were born all the way up to now. And I don't need to hear all this other stuff. Just say no. It sounded good when I first brought it up to you, but now it's no good. And you guys already know the third person. The third person is like, Randy, I'm tired of making excuses. You know what? What was the deposit that you paid last year? Well, we had to put about $600 down. Listen, I'm going to write you a check right now for $700. If it's more, let me know as soon as you can. But I'm making a deposit on it right now because I know if I make a commitment and I put the deposit down, I'm going to change everything else in my life to make sure I'm on this cruise. So isn't it amazing that you find the same three people and everything? And here's where I know you get frustrated, and I know you figure that you got limiting beliefs, is when you're spending all your time trying to convince the other two to go. And you go, oh my God, you know, if I could just get Robert on the phone with them, they'll go on the cruise. No, they're not. I don't got fairy cruise dust that I can sprinkle on them. But now I'm going pro. It doesn't work that way. Now, the ones that make the commitment, even ones that go pro, say, you know, spending a whole bunch of money on a cruise is a little more than 99 bucks, right? So a lot of you have had people that have made the commitment to $99 to become a pro, and they became a pro, but they're still not ready to go pro. See, they went pro. So this might be someone in Randy's example that not only gave him a deposit and still has no plans on going. So they become very frustrating because they not only put the $99 up, but then when they realize it doesn't work, can they do what we just talked about? Can they blame themselves? Can they take personal responsibility? No. 99.9% of the people that you're going to run into, well, you know, the training wasn't what I thought it was, and, you know, one time I went to my blog and it was down, and I tried to send a message to support 4 times and they never got back to me. And, you know, I'm telling you what, man, working with Melody, I'm telling you, she just doesn't get me. And one time I reached out to Scott, and Scott had the flipping gall to tell me to watch a video. He wouldn't listen to my question, and he said, you know, why don't you just watch a video? I mean, how dare him? Doesn't he know who the hell I am? And he's telling me to watch a video. Frickin' Scott. And so if you guys ever asked him, hey, listen, why won't you answer my question and you just tell me to go look at a video? And Scott would go, well, that's what Robert taught me. Well, then you guys would be all pissed at him. You know, so Scott calls me up and he goes, how do you deal with people that won't listen to you? And I said, don't deal with them. Send them to tell them to get video. So it's like, it's hilarious. I told a guy the other day, and you guys probably have fun with this. I said, listen, I practiced for 23 years of my life, and I got so good at it that I made millions of dollars, and I helped roughly about 33, 32 people become multimillionaires. Made over $1 million a year. And everyone told me that I need to write a book and that I should start doing videos and put them online. So what I did is I built this platform that cost me over $1 million. I put 1,000 videos online, which took tens of thousands of hours of my time. So if you guys know anything about the book called Outliers, you know, Maxwell Gladwell, Max Gladwell, I think his name is, he wrote a book called Outliers that says the way that you master anything in life is you got to put 10,000 hours in. And he documents it. Everyone hears about the Beatles, right? Well, if you heard the part about the Beatles that they spent over 5 years playing in strip joints. Now listen, not a set, 8 hours a day. The Beatles played in strip joints in the UK every day, 8 hours a day. So they put in their hours over their 10,000 hours, and then they come to the United States and everyone goes, man, they're flawless. What do you mean they're flawless? They played each one of those songs 4,000 times. They might have it down. Listen, na, 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 na. You know, they might have it down. So they come over to the United States and it's like, wow, these guys are good. They should be. How good do you have to be at your instruments to get people to pay attention to you at a strip joint? You better, you better be really good, Ben, for people to go, hang on. I'm looking over here instead of over here. You got to be a good band. I hope I didn't get too out of range for you guys there. But it's like, so if you look at it, Bill Gates with his programming, and here's where we are in America. In America and throughout the world, people want the lifestyle that they know that they deserve, that God created for them. They just don't want to do the 10,000 hours. And I wish there was a shortcut. But God set up the game plan. It's his rules. It's his Monopoly game. And it's like, you got to go through a lot of stuff in those hours to master it. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not telling you it's going to take you 5 years or 10 years to make the income that you make. No, I'm telling you that you can make a full-time income and walk away from your job if you focus 6 months, and you'll make the big money later. See, mastery in this profession is $1 million plus a year. But how many of you would be okay with $200,000 a year? Would that be, it's like, listen, I don't have this figured out yet. I'm just following the system, doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and right now I only, I make $8,000 a month. Would that be okay? See what I mean? So the whole point of the limiting beliefs is, again, always reflecting back to, if someone else has done it, so can I. The only way that I get past limiting beliefs fast and quick is, A, first I got to understand that I got to take responsibility. 2, is that I know that I got to change the way I think. If I'm fearful of something, if I don't like something, then I'm in control of setting my emotions and my state of mind. I am in control of saying, listen, I don't like the internet. Then I need to find a way and ask for help to reframe my mind, to change my paradigm so that thought doesn't come up anymore. I'm scared to talk to people. You got to change that paradigm, and it can honestly, God bless you. See Melody sneeze. So the whole point is that each and every one of you have the ability to reframe your thoughts and your emotions based on every scenario. Every scenario. And when you understand that God created that within you, which is called choice, that you get to choose. No one gets to choose for you. You get to choose. So if there's parts of the, someone asked me the other day about all these different ways that they're prospecting right now. I know this to be honest. I know this to be relevant. I know this to be true as I know it today. If every one of you practiced at everything else and took all your time and just focused on learning to build relationships within Facebook, the one of you, the most of you that learn to just be that much better than anybody else, within 2 years, you're going to be sought at all over the world. Because there's these people that think they're building relationships, and they're not even close. Before you guys went through a lot of our training and you guys are working with each other, are you guys seeing now people pitching you on stuff and you see how far away they are from building a relationship? This chat that I went back and forth with a guy today is he didn't even know he was selling me. That's how far away they are from building a relationship. The first tag, I mean, he's not even my friend. So he does a private message, hey, Robert, I know you'd be interested in this, link to his website. And I'm like giggling. I'm going like, it's sad that I was giggling because I thought about how many people that were in limited profits that are doing the same thing. You know what I mean? And so I said to, my deal back to him immediately is, why would I be interested in working with you? And his response was, because this is a new company and no one's ever done this, and we pay out this much. And I'm going like, wow, he's so much in sales mode that he can't even answer a question. How many of you are nodding your head? So the better that you each get at understanding that you're serving people, because honestly, when I share this with you, I'm sharing with you my paradigm shift of not being a salesperson. I don't like salespeople. I don't like sales. I don't like to be sold. So those were 3 paradigms that I had to change 27 years ago. And I'm telling you each right now how I did it. I had to look at people as individuals that I wanted to get to know because I love people and I want to serve them. When that is the first goal that you have every time you contact people, then I don't get the objections that people get. You see what I mean? So when people say, well, they ask me how much money I'm making, and they ask me what this is, okay, then that means that you didn't do what I told you to do. Because they wouldn't ask me what it is if I'm saying to them, I'm just reaching out to them, right? And going, hi, Cindy, I'd really like to get a chance to know you better. And if there's anything that I can do to help you get to where you want. What is this? See, I don't get that. What's your favorite book? What's your favorite, personal development? I'd like to find out what yours is, and I'll give you mine. I love this one called Science of Getting Rich, and I'd really like to send it to you. Well, how much is this to get in? I don't understand this. I don't know anybody. I don't get those because I'm too much in service mode. You know why I never get asked those questions? Because I give and I give and I give and I give until they ask me. See, so when I'm giving, which some of you think that, wow, this takes way too much time, I don't know, building a relationship that makes me, $200,000-$300,000 a year, whether I work or not, is an investment for me. It's worth it to me. See, I get Melody to $5K a month. I get Melody to $10K a month. I get Melody to $20K a month. There's going to be a time, and the time probably is already there, where if I stood in front of the room and said, listen, for personal reasons, I just got to take some time off, and I'm not going to do unlimited profits for a while. And Melody would be going, well, that's sad. What can I do to help? And I go, well, maybe you should think about taking some time off. That ain't happening. See, you identified a leader and developed a leader and documented a leader when you can't get them to quit. See what I mean? They're so stuck in the vision of what they're creating that if I called up Melody, I do this all the time. I tell people and I challenge them. I say, listen, if you know how to develop leaders and keep leaders and build relationships with them, I'll give you a couple of names of my top leaders, and why don't you call them up and see if you can pull them out? But before we do it, you got to give me a couple of names of your top leaders and see if I can pull them out. No way. Also, You think I possess the skills and the talent to yank your leaders, but you can't pull mine? You better frickin' figure that out. Does that make sense? So, people, again, don't care what you know unless they know that you care. So if you guys can, every one of you, think about the limiting belief that you have. First, you got to acknowledge it. Okay, I got a problem with this. And then what you need to do is you got to then figure out how to switch that paradigm in your mind to make it sound like something that you not only love to do, but you can't wait to do it. So I tell people, and here's a really interesting one for each one of you. I know that each and every one of you I've had personal conversations with. All right? Excuse me. I want you to ask yourself and think before you answer. Can any one of you remember me ever asking you for money? That's how far I stay away from sales. I can remember one time in a conversation with Don where Don reached out to me and said, okay, so how do I get to this next level thing? See, he's asking me how he can upgrade to a mentorship program. Why? Because I was talking about it and I was sharing stories with him and he made that decision. It's so much easier, you guys, to let Don make his decision to become a pro, because then if he thinks he made the wrong decision, he's only got one person to blame. It also allows Don to think more than once whether or not he's going to step out and not be a pro anymore. Because he's the one that made the decision to do it. How many people got that one? So, me, everyone thinks that what I do sometimes is we've had people that have left the company, and you guys know their names, and in personal conversations, because they still look at me as a friend and a mentor, I don't burn bridges when people decide to leave. And you know what they told me? The last big person that left our company said, I'm not into this relationship stuff. I want to do everything automatic, and I just want to slam people for money, and I'm really not interested in building relationships. I don't think that this profession's right for me. Well, aren't you guys glad he's no longer involved? Because that's not who we are. So, some of you would have went, yeah, I want him to stay. And I'm going like, no, I want him to go. Because I want people that are doing this long term. There was another big leader that left us almost a year ago. Today we found out that he's in his 6th company. So he's been in 6 different companies in the last year. See, he still hasn't caught on that the reason that all of those companies suck is because they have one thing in common. Him. So if you think that you're going to go to another company and then work on your limiting beliefs, it's not going to work. If you try to find shortcuts, and I think that each and every one of you know this too, it's like you don't have a testimony without a test. There's a lot of little stuff that's frustrating you and it's not clicking yet. You just don't know why it's not working. And what I would ask what I'd ask you to do is just, again, stop beating yourself up and constantly reach out for help. And I think that each and every one of you, if you really wanted to help each other, start asking each other, what are you doing to build new relationships on Facebook? How many new friends did you add to your friend page? Hey, let me look at your, Melody, can I see your business page on Facebook? Can you send that to me? I haven't done that yet. Oh, okay, interesting. If she does, hey, I got your personal site, Melody. Can I see your business site for Facebook? Oh, here it is. And you go there, and there's 13 likes. Looks like Melody's spending a lot of time every day getting likes on her Facebook page. No. See what I mean? You guys should be looking at, every one of you should be going and looking at each other on how much friends they have. And if you go to their site a week from now and their friends haven't gone up, then they're not doing the business. I tell people all the time, it's like, even if you didn't want to do unlimited profits and you don't want to learn how to do this right now, then at least learn how to build a friend on Facebook and do it through relationships. Because people that say to me, before I say this, I'll ask a question first. How many of you have been in Facebook jail? Melody, you ever been in Facebook jail? Okay, all of you that have been in Facebook jail, raise your hand. That means that you tried. Okay? And through trying to get friends, you did it too fast and you went past the warning, and then you ended up in Facebook jail. So for those of you that didn't raise your hand, then I know that you've never really found out where Facebook's limit is to put you in jail for trying to get too many friends. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, people are usually, how fast can you go around that racetrack? Well, I know you can't do 203 miles an hour. Why? Because I stuck it in the wall. I know you can do 202. What was that saying, Scott, that I put out on the internet that Mario Andretti said? Something about if you're not terrified, you're not going fast enough, or something like that. It's like, you know, so we all know where our limits are. And for those of you that have gotten them put in Facebook jail, now you know what not to do. See, that turns into a solution. So now all of a sudden you get put in Facebook jail, and you're going, wow, if this happens again, I don't want to lose my Facebook because they put you in jail longer. So now I need to figure out another way to generate friends. You know? And I don't know if you guys seen this, but I think it was like 3 months ago, well, it was before the end of the year, I actually went out and pressed an app on the internet that deleted 2,000 of my friends. Did you guys see that? It was like, listen, you wanna press this app? I went in there, and it was friends in your Facebook that that didn't make a post in the last 90 days. And so I had 5,000 friends. I had 1,000 friends that were waiting, and I pressed that app, and I even had a weird feeling when I did it. Because, oh my God, Robert's got 5,000 friends. You know what I mean? Look how good he is doing. And with one button, it erased 2,000 people that wasn't really friends. But if you look at me now, I think I'm right back up to 4,900 and something. You know what I mean? So I still have so many friends waiting that people can't send me friend requests. But you know, I mean, honestly, in the last 4 months, I've easily added 1,100 friends. And when I mean 1,100 friends, I mean 1,100 people that found me and requested my friendship. Not me going out and finding a bunch of people in India to see how many people I can make friends, even though I have a few friends in India. You know what I mean? So how many people know that there's places on your Facebook wall where Facebook, where you can click and it shows on your, maybe not on your friend page, but on your business page, but you can click on friends and they'll say where your majority of your friends are. So if you see someone that's got, you know, hundreds of thousands of fans, and then you click on their Facebook wall, or they make a post, this is better. They got hundreds of thousands of friends, and then they make a post on their wall, and they get no likes and no comments and no shares. That's a real interactive group on your Facebook. I'm joking, by the way. So how many people would rather build a group of friends that when you put something on your wall, you know, like Eric Worre does, you get 200,000 views of your video? Do all of you know that you're less than 3 years away from that? Every one of you will build such an incredible following on Facebook, and every one of you are going to have a voice where you get to speak into hundreds of thousands of people's lives if you just stay the course. Just stay the course. So even if something happened to Unlimited Profits, God forbid, wouldn't it be cool to have a relationship with 70,000 people that you said, hey, look at this? Or Cindy turns around and says, you know what, I'm going to come out with a book. And everybody goes, I'll take one. Can I get it? Can I pay now in advance for the book? God, that's fun. Danielle does her, you know, video of the day and puts it out, and there's 82,000 views of her video. The only way that can happen is if you talk yourself out of it. So I don't have anything else to say. Was that good, Melody?
That was so awesome, and I've got writer's cramp, but yeah, always good, and like I said, always it seems like there's new information all the time. Definitely stuff to ponder. So thank you so much, Robert. I think well, I guess we all need to go check ourselves, huh?
Just always ask yourself every day, say, there's nothing wrong with personal development. There's nothing wrong with working on your stinking thinking. I still do it. I go in and out, in and out, in and out. I'm really focused and things are happening. And then all of a sudden I ponder, and right away, man, I go back into my, you know, by anything that I need to do as far as prayer or meditation. And I got to check myself and get myself back into right thinking, and things start clicking again and start going good. But the number one thing that each and every one of you got to ask yourself honestly is, how many new people did I talk to today? Or did I chat today? Or did I text today? And if there's something stopping you from doing that every day, then you got to ask yourself, what is it that's stopping me from doing this? And if anything comes up in your mind, anything, then you got to reach out and ask for help and say, listen, help me reframe this. How can you do this? What are you thinking in your head that allows you to be able to go out and you like people's posts on groups and pages, make nice replies, and then ask them if they would be interested, if they're okay with you sending them a friend request. You just gotta, so you gotta, if you flip it to service, I'm telling you, you guys will not have any problems. You gotta flip it to service. If I came into your city, I'll give it real quick. If I came to your city and I walked up to any one of you, I walked up and I said, Jackie, man, I give her a hug. You know, it's been, you know, I finally get the chance to meet you. And I say, Jackie, do you like Italian food? And she goes, yeah. And I go, what do you think's the best Italian food restaurant in this area? I'll take you out to eat. But I want the best one. Okay? Or she said, well, I don't know. I say, listen, is there a few people that you could call really quick and ask them who would know? Hang on. See, because she was doing it for us, And it's no big deal. See, there was something in a paradigm in her mind that thought it was totally okay to call all her friends and family right frickin' now saying, hey, do you know what the best Italian restaurant is? Well, I don't like Italian restaurant. Well, let me talk to you for a while and see if I can't convince you to like Italian food. See, we don't even think about that. We're immediate sorters when it comes to other thing other than business. Immediate sorters. Hey, Alice, yeah, you like Italian? No, I don't. Hey, talk to you later. Well, why'd you ask that question? I'll tell you at another time. Click. Hey, Jeremy. It's like absolutely fast sorting, saying as little as possible to as many people as you can, and you're not embarrassed. You don't feel like, okay, so now let's call all your friends and family and ask them if they know of anyone that needs help financially. Oh, my God, I can't do that. Would that be a paradigm that you need to change? Yes. Is that a reframing that you need to change? Yes. Because you feel like when you made that call that you're taking something away from them. Like you're bothering them. So apparently your beliefs are not where they need to be. And I'm not bragging when I'm saying this, but maybe I am. When my mentor shared this with me and I believed in it, do you know how long it took me to call my family and friends? Had it done in 24 hours. Every person I had a frickin' phone number to. And guess what? I even did this. Don, this is Robert. Yeah. Listen, I don't have time to talk right now. Do you got Jim's number? Well, what do you need Jim's number for? You gonna give it to me, yes or no? Well, I suppose. Hurry up. It's like, I even thought of people that I didn't have phone numbers to. And maybe I'm just, maybe I got to give God all the glory here. My mind just works this way. I actually figured out people that I wanted to contact that I knew I didn't have phone numbers to. And I called my family and friends and asked me for their numbers first. So when I contacted them, then I called Don back. Hey, Don, you there? Yeah. Listen, tell me. I'll tell you why I was asking for Jim's number. I need you to do me a huge favor. My God, I wiped out my warm market in 24 hours. Are you coming down? Are you going to watch the video? Yes or no? I'm telling you, after I did that so fast and so quick, that then when I got the $10,000 check, did I contact them back? Yes. Hey, Don, remember when I asked you if you'd be interested in help me out? Yeah. Well, listen, that was when I didn't know it worked. Now I know it worked. I made over $10,000 last month. Who do you know now that wants to make some extra money? Do you know anyone? And it's like, well, what's this all about? Why are you asking, Don? What do you mean? You wasn't interested a month ago. Why are you interested now? Remember I told you needed to watch a video? Yeah. Remember when you told me that your computer didn't work and you couldn't find a way to get it on your cell phone and you know you got low internet connection? You probably got those same damn problems. No. I'll figure out how to watch the video this time. All right. I'm going to send you over a link again. I ain't calling you back, Don. You watch the video. You give me a call back if you know of anyone. The reason I asked you to help me out and put me on with someone that knew somebody is because, to be honest with you, I don't think you could do this. Oh, really? Well, I'm a mechanic. A mechanic's got it way over a carpenter. I'll give you a call back. I'm watching it. But I was just being me. I'm not asking you guys to be me. That was the way I related with my family and friends. You know what I mean? I don't expect you guys to get color copies of your checks and put them in get well cards and send them to everyone that told you no. I don't expect you to do that. Okay, now I talk too long.
You can never talk too long, Robert. I really want you to understand how much I appreciate, and I know the team appreciates your time and your words of wisdom and all those golden nuggets that you give us, and really a lot of information for us to just ponder upon and check ourselves. I just want to say thank you for always being there, being a great support, and a wonderful, really, truly remarkable example for all of us to follow.
Well, thank you. I love you, and I love you
as a human
all.
being.
I love you all, and you guys are really going to be in store for. It was difficult for me to. The reason I asked you, Melody, what topic you were covering is because it was very, very difficult for me not to spill over and talk to you guys what I have planned for the pro show. So the pro show is going to be a good one tonight for sure.
It always
We
is.
can't wait. We can't wait.
So thank you very much. Don't forget that if I can do it, you guys can do it. Come on, man. Come on. I love you guys. Talk to you later.
Love you,
Bye-bye.
Robert.
We
Thank
love
you,
you,
Robert.
Robert. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
Wow, that was fabulous, wasn't it, guys?
Yes.
Wow.
That was awesome.
It was. I have to replay it and fill in the blanks of the things I couldn't write fast enough. Yeah, that was pretty spectacular.
So what did our guest Brian think of it?
I have a ton of notes. It was,
A ton of notes.
yeah. I was writing as fast as I could. It was excellent.
Well, I know that we have people watching that haven't been able to pop on, and typically what we do is we just, acknowledge and give recognition for everybody's hard work and team growth and everything, but I know that we've kept you guys a little longer than I wanted to. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, friend each other. If there's somebody on here that's not on here that's new, make sure you reach out to us, team friend them, show them some love and support. And I'm really just I have nothing I can, say that's gonna compare to anything Robert said today. I just want all you guys to know that I love each and every one of you. I'm so proud of you. And today's the last day of the month, so do whatever you have to do. And I'll see you all on the pro show, right? We'll all be there.
Thanks for inviting me.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you so much for attending. And I want to thank all of our watchers that were not able to pop on. We do this every Thursday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. You can find the link on my Google Plus page. And if you want the link sent to you, you can always find me on Facebook, and we'll send it out to you. God bless. Love y'all.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you,
See you
bye.
later.
See you later, Randy.
See you, Doug.
Bye.